Hi, welcome to Made to Heal with Angela Brown. So I'm going to talk about something that people say not to do when you're when you're dealing with depression. I have heard people say depressed people don't want to hear that. That's the worst advice you can give them. But I'm here to tell you it is great advice because I'm walking proof. I will get into that here in a minute. I offer a 12-week course. I offer um, everything that I've learned in the last 9 years. I dealt with suicidal thoughts and depression for 30 plus years, and I'm going on 9 years of not having any of that. I have been able to move forward in my healing journey, and I help others in their healing journey, whether you're dealing with anger, depression, suicidal thoughts, just maybe past childhood trauma. I have a lot of tools and techniques that will help you move along in your journey to heal spiritually, emotionally, mentally, and physically. So go ahead in the comments, and if you're interested, I will send you a link to that. Okay, so what is it that people say not to tell people that are in depression? They say, oh, telling them to get outside themselves and serve others is the worst thing you can tell them. And no, my friends, it is not the worst thing you can tell themselves, because when you are in depression and when you just focus on your woes, your everything going on in your world inside here and here. And the most important thing you can do is to get outside of yourself. Get outside of yourself and look outward. When we're dealing with depression, we're just looking down and inward, and our perspective is it shrinks our perspective. Okay, do this exercise with me. It's just an easy, simple little exercise. You look down wherever you're at. Just look down. What do you see? You see your chest, your legs, whatever it is, the ground, but you look around and you don't see a whole lot other than that. Your perspective is shrunk. But when you choose to look up and outside of yourself, your perspective is huge. It broadens so much more, and you're able to see so much more. That is us when we're in depression, looking down and inward, and then wanting to come out of depression, looking up and outward. Number one, look up and outward to God and Christ. They are your number one healers. Two, look at the world around you. Look at the world around you. There are always people needing help. And I know if you find yourself that you're a mom with kids in the household and you've got a lot to do, you are serving those little human beings day in and day out. And that is amazing service. Um, just I just know, even getting outside of what your comfort zone is, you're already, if you have kids in the home, you're already serving them on a day-to-day. That's a given. That's just what we moms do, right? But look at someone outside your little circle of your home, and see who needs help. Just even a simple little act of sharing your smile or sharing a kind word. Just, it doesn't have to be this grandiose thing. It can be if that's what you want to make it. But wherever your talents lie too, God has given you some beautiful gifts, and you are such a beautiful soul. He has given you talents to share with the world, to share your little piece of heaven with the world. And that is you serving humankind. So tap into your talents, tap into really wanting a whole new perspective, and get outside yourself and serve others. Serve others. That is where happiness lies. There's even in scriptures says when you are serving your fellow men, I'm paraphrasing, right? And I can't tell you where it's at, but when you serve, God has said, when you serve others, Christ has said, when you serve others, you are serving God. When you are serving the least of these, my brethren, you are serving God. So, just know that I've been on both sides of the coin, and in my healing journey, somebody was saying, at the very, very beginning, I had heard somebody say that's the worst thing you can do is tell somebody to go serve someone when they're already struggling with depression. Or, hey, we've heard that for years and years and years. There's just got to be something else. And no, I've been on both sides of the coin. In fact, when I both times, or not both times, several times, but there's two specific times. That's why I said both. Two specific times in my life when I knew I was just at a low and I was tired of being in depression mode and I was just in a funk and I couldn't get out of it. And I was having a pity party. And when I just, I wasn't even turning to God at that point, but I did. I asked myself, how do I get out of this funk? I'm so tired of being in this funk. And the first thought, and I wasn't even praying. I was just frustrated and saying this out loud. I wasn't even praying when it would have been quicker if I would have earlier. But the thought that was not my own that came to me, that was from the Spirit, said, stop focusing on yourself and look outside yourself. Stop having your pity party and look outside of yourself and serve others. And I had been in depression for months on end at this point. And within a few weeks, because I had had it for months and months, right? My baby was it was postpartum depression and my baby was about 6 months. And when I placed the focus from off of me onto the world outside me and really hunkering down and serving others in any capacity that I could, my happiness was able to flourish and grow. I forgot my water, so I apologize. I was able to flourish in my happiness and to dispel the depression that was looming over me for months. So that is just the number one thing that will come when you serve others. They get such great benefits from you serving because they feel loved and you're doing kindness towards them, and it bolsters them up and lifts them up in such a beautiful way. But it's a two-way street. When you're serving other people, you feel the benefits. It's like you share in that joy and that happiness that you're spreading to others. And it's amazing. So never, never, never underestimate serving others around you or the service you give to your family on a day in and day out basis. We moms can beat ourselves up so much and play little mind games with ourselves in our heads of how we are not good enough. But I am here to tell you, wherever you find yourself in your part of the world, you are enough. You are enough always. You don't have to earn God's love. You don't have to go through your list every day for God to approve of your worthiness and that, okay, yep, you deserve my love. No, God loves us no matter what. So I just want you to know that it's time to get outside of your head. And when we're depressed and dealing with anxiety or stresses or whatever it is, we just focus on the garbage that's stirring around in here that won't let us settle. And when we can get out of our head and just clear it with a different point of view, of perspective, then we can help ourselves in our healing journey. And so just continue on the good work that you're doing. And this is what I tell all moms and all guys, really. This is a quote that I'm famous for telling everybody, and I mean it. I mean it from the bottom of my heart. You are doing far more better. I know that's an oxymoron. More better is not. I just want you to know you are doing far better than you think you are at this moment. You are doing great things. God sees you. He recognizes you, and you are doing far better than you give yourself credit for. So it's time to just look at yourself as others outside you see. We are the hardest. We are our own worst enemy. We are the hardest on ourselves. So just I want to remind you of God's love for you and your importance. You and only you can fulfill the mission that you came here to do. And so stick with it. Stick with it and, not even hang in there, but just fight the good fight. Put on those boxing gloves, so to speak, and get to work. Healing spiritually, emotionally, mentally, and physically does take work, but it is so worth it in the end. You feel fulfilled and you feel guided and led when we are focused onward and outward and Christ-centered, honestly. He is the master healer. And anyway, you got this. So God bless. Please like and subscribe to my channel and share it with others. And until next time, we'll be talking later. Bye.